Ground broken for a new hospital in Spanish Town, while crime has increased 100% in St. Elizabeth. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. And we'll start with the temperature this morning. Kingston, Jamaica is 74 degrees. Fort Lauderdale 67. New York City is icy at 19 degrees with a high of 26 and a strong 15 miles per hour wind. The trick to go to work and make it back home is to drive slowly. If you don't, then prepare to sleep elsewhere. Now the news in details. Ground was broken for the construction of a new multi-million-dollar Spanish Town hospital on Tuesday. The new hospital will be constructed with a $50 million loan secured from the International Development Bank, plus another $11 million in grant from the European Union. The Jamaica government will also provide an additional $40 million into the project. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has warned that the government will not allow members of criminal gangs based in Spanish Town to control the construction site. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony, Mr. Holness said he understands that gang members in the town may be salivating at the prospect of large contracts related to the development, but he warned that none of that will happen. This will be a military camp if it has to be. There will be no extortion, no illegal activity, no controlling of site, and none of this government funding spending will go to fund criminals, he declared. People's National Party PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell has responded to skepticism from political analysts about the party's internal poll finding. The PNP General Secretary told a press conference on Monday afternoon that the party is leading in 12 of the 14 municipal corporations based on its internal polls recently commissioned. The Jamaica Labour Party also said that their internal polls indicate a strong lead heading into the local government election as well. So, who is right? Only the voters will decide that on election day. The parish council election, which is constitutionally due by the end of February, was last held in 2016. Medical Officer of Health for St. Anne, Dr. Tamika Henry, said that the healthcare sector in the parish has been brought to its knees due to a shortage of nurses. Dr. Henry's comment comes amid an increased demand in the parish for the administration of the COVID-19 vaccine. She said that they are in possession of the Pfizer vaccine and have it at most of the health centers. However, she noted that the administration of the vaccine is being hampered by the lack of nurses. She said she's losing healthcare staff quick, fast, and in a hurry, and are down to about 50% of the regular staff or midwives. She said they are now scraping them up abroad and that persons are leaving the island, Dr. Henry lamented. Minister with responsibility for information Robert Morgan said that the government sees internet access as a human right that should be available to citizens wherever they reside. The Universal Service Fund is providing free secured Wi-Fi to unserved, underserved, and rural communities to facilitate greater digital inclusion, he said. Addressing the launch of a service in Beckford and Crawley, North Central Clarendon on Friday, Minister Morgan, who is Member of Parliament for the area, said that the students in those communities deserve internet just as well and as good as students in Kingston or any other urban areas. A total of 89 communities across Jamaica are being equipped with internet service under the USF Community Wi-Fi project. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has pledged decisive action to address the increase in crime in St. Elizabeth. Holness, who was in the parish last Friday to hand over housing units under the new social housing program, expressed concern about the recent spate of shootings, murders, and robberies in the typical Syrian locale. He pledged that more robust crime-fighting measures will be implemented. For his part, head of the St. Elizabeth Police, Acting Superintendent of Police, Coleridge Minto, said there has been more than 100% increase in firearm recovered in 2023 over the previous year. 14 guns were recovered in 2022, and in 2023 there was an increase of 33 guns, he pointed out. He underscored the importance of community involvement, urging residents to report any suspicious activity or individuals as their cooperation is vital in aiding the police investigations and maintaining safety and security in St. Elizabeth. 3 suspects have been slapped with several charges in relation to the kidnapping and robbery of 2 American tourists in Ferry Hill, Portland in December of last year. They are 24-year-old Sandre Phipps, a waiter of Land Settlement, Port Antonio, 28-year-old Davian Henry, a taxi operator of Sherwood Forest, and 22-year-old Rolando Thomas, also of Sherwood Forest in the parish. Accused are to face the Portland Parish Court to answer to charges including kidnapping, robbery with aggravation, and breach of the Law Reform Special Provisions Act. And it's reported that on Sunday, December 17, about 4 p.m., the tourists were at Winifred Beach when it began to rain heavily and they decided to leave. The complainant boarded a white motor car operating as a taxi, which was destined for Port Antonio. But on reaching the Folly Main Road, the driver of the car took the complainants to Folly Ruins, where they were approached by three men wearing masks and armed with knives. The visitors were robbed of Jamaican and American currency, debit and credit cards, cellular phones, and a camera. And it seems like the taximan was the one who set up this robbery. On to sports, Arnett Gardens move into a three-way tie for second place in the Ray and Neville Jamaica Premier League after edging Dunbeholden 1-0 in their second game at a doubleheader played at Stadium East on Monday. The win saw Arnett Gardens improve to 27 points, which is the same as Portmore United and Cavalier, both of which have played one game less. And in Monday's first game, Mullines United secured their second win of the season, beating Vere United 2-0. Both games had ended in a 0-0 draw in the first round. Meanwhile, Racing United and True Juice, semi-finalists from last season, extended their winning start in the Jamaica Football Federation Championship with wins over Falkland and Mid-Forest FC respectively. And the wins took the teams to 6 points, two more than Baptiste Alliance and Chapelton Maroons, who had played out a draw in the opening game the previous weekend. There were also wins for promoted Petersfield FC, Hopewell United, and Brownstown. Javon Cole scored a first-half brace for Racing United, who hammered former champions Falkland 5-0 at Westpo Park, the home team's biggest loss in this competition. True Juice, meanwhile, edged Mid-Forest 2-1 at Constant Spring in a game that saw 3 red cards being shown in the last 24 minutes. Ramon Headman, who had scored the first goal for True Juice, was one of the dismissed players. Tamar Francis scored a hat-trick for Baptiste Alliance to edge Portlanders 3-2, who won by the same margin in their opening game. Chapelton Maroons, meantime, rebounded from their draw in the first week to eke out a 2-1 win over Falmouth United at Elliston Wakeland Centre, while Petersfield FC scored their first win in the championship, edging Grays in 1-0 at Petersfield to rebound from their 5-0 thrashing from True Juice in the opening game. Hopewell United, meantime, scored twice in the last 20 minutes to come from behind and beat St. Best 2-1 at the Lacovia Community Center. And don't forget that the best news and sports takes place on this station. If you ever miss the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.